Hello everybody and welcome back to Formula Virtual Racing. We are here for the French Grand Prix around Circuit Paul Ricard, a fantastic track for Grand Prix racing, for endurance racing as well, really a popular favourite on that aspect. We are here for the FVR French Grand Prix, and are we in for a treat in tonight's race? We have a championship fight going on. Lewis McWilliam needs to outscore Legend by 3 points to keep it all alive here in Paul Ricard. If he doesn't do that, Legend is your season 4 champion. As always though, I am joined by Mr. Brendan. Brendan, how are you doing today?
I am doing very well, as we already have one car out in qualifying.
That is because he has a quali ban. That was for an incident last week.
Yep, so that is only one contender down, 17 more left to try and find out for pole position. We have to know, we have our championship leader here today, but he is on pad, so that means he probably will be struggling, and that is a window for Lewis to get back into this championship fight.
Yes, Legend is on holiday. He brought his PlayStation with him. He actually went into a sauna before the race. He was sending some nice photos and a few jokes about Aston Martin treating him better. But yes, that is what he was spending his time doing. He's on a lap though, and one thing to note is we will not be seeing, well, rumour has it, paddock rumours of course, that we will not be seeing Lewis until the very end of the session, as he will be qualifying on the medium compound tyres. The medium compound tyre, he finds, is a bit quicker, so that is what he is going to go for here. But we will go for someone to go on a lap. Everyone's kind of on a lap at the minute, Brendan, so we might wait till the next set of laps. But it is Borbune who has gone the provisional pole time with a 1:31.1. That can most certainly be beaten. Marcel, 30.9. He sets the next banker. That was on a set of the mediums. Vestigo Badi as well, also on a lap. Here comes Enzo King, though, in a Mercedes. Had a fantastic showing here last season, you'll remember. Did a mighty stint on the mediums. Legend Rosenberg, 33.2. And it's the fastest for Enzo King with a 29.6. Already proving a good lap time. There is an Alpine behind him. That is the Alpine of Brady Pollock, who has gone pole with a 29.387. Avesta 29.540. We said he was on a good lap. Lewis is actually on a set of softs, but we'll see. Will he slow down here before the line, or is he going to send it on the softs? I think he's going to complete his lap here. He has. He's going on the softs. It is pole for Lewis McWilliam, so he's gone away from his medium option. It is a 28.7 for Lewis McWilliam, and realistically he should be on pole here, as he's really, really good. Liam Redmond 5th. That is Luke Davis in 6th. Legend, though, his pad pace, not as good as his wheel pace, obviously, but yeah, 33.2. Not at the pace that he wants to be at, Brenda. Of course, if Lewis wins this race with the fastest lap, the championship going into Singapore will be just 2 points. 2 points. It will be winner takes it all in Singapore.
Yeah, you'd have to do now, obviously. Legend has a 133 that isn't representative, really.
No, not really. Vaseline has said, I would like Evan a soft hard, soft medium. A soft medium is quicker, but you do have to manage the tyres. Tyre wear is a bit hectic around here with max tyre pressures, but sometimes you will need them, as the track can get quite cold. So there is a bit of tyre work to do for a soft medium, but it is generally the quicker strategy depending on when you pit. You really do have to manage the tyres, though. Hello to everyone tuning into the stream. We hope you're enjoying. We will pick someone to go on a lap, but will we go on board when he gets to it with the Season 3 champion, Jack Redmond, who's back in the Alpine today? Will we? Sure, we can go on board with him in a moment's time. He is currently in the second sector, though, so we'll have to wait a bit. But yes, if Lewis McWilliam fails to outscore Legend Rosenberg by 3 points, the championship is done. So, no mistakes for Lewis, really. He needs to win today if he does want a good gap. Brendan, do you think he can take the win here today? Would it be a realistic option?
Well, I think Lewis can take the win for sure, but and obviously, actually, Manel's about to start that. We'll go on board with him.
Oh, well, we'll go with Manel. Here goes Manel Antunes, seemingly, and Brendan White.
Right, so you start that up now as you head towards the turn 1 and 2 chicane, and it looks dangerous there, taking high enough gears just to avoid any wheel spin on the exit. Looking alright through sector 1. Oh, a little bit slidey. Well, lost a bit of time there. And yeah, just wasn't the best of runs through there. Now into this turn 8 9 game where this is just splits the really long straight. And I was wondering what if it would actually happen if you didn't have that chicane. And the 49.5 is, and now it is into sector 3 and into a really long right-hander. He's went wide and probably not had the best of exits through there. No, this is one that is invalid at this point.
Valid for Manuel Tons, 8 minutes 40. Oh, he's out! Oh, he's out! Oh, that's a big mistake from Manuel. That is a big mistake. He has lipped the rears out of the final corner, and he is out. Why is Legend not on wheel? Legend is not on wheel because he's on holidays, and he's brought his PlayStation with him. Kind of thing you'd expect the man in P12 to do. Juan Hernandez, he is currently coming on to the straight. I was about to say the Mistral straight, and I realised that's in Le Mans. Someone has improved. Is that Preston Brennan who's gone 8th? It is Preston Brennan who's gone 8th spot. Brady had 6 laps of fuel in his car, so expect a bit of a pace improvement from Brady Pollock. Looking good so far. But Juan Hernandez, always a quick driver, as that's Jack Redman actually, who's gone 2nd position at 29.1. Some old pace coming back for Jack, possibly, Brendan?
Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? Obviously, he's a bit of a catch to Lewis, though. So that would be the problem, and obviously, if it depends on how much practice he's playing, obviously he might be better in the race, but he might just have pace and quality, and then the race will be a bit tougher. So it has to depend on what he's really been practicing for.
Asking saying, why is he on vacation in October? It's mid-term, it's half-term. We have a week off from school and everything. Hopefully Jack won't teleport like an FRA. Here comes Juan Hernandez across the line. It is 2nd spot. He cannot snatch the pole off Lewis, who is looking quite fast here today. Tyler Davison is currently in 9th in a different white coloured car. He has really invalidated that lap there. That was horrendous to go on board with. But it is the man from Hull in the Haas for today. Of course, he's reserve. We'll be waiting to see. We're waiting to see Legend on another lap now. Here he comes through turn 10. The Mistral straight is in Paul. It is in Paul Ricard. I knew I was right. What's the one in Le Mans then? I'm confusing myself again. It's never good when I confuse myself because it doesn't end well. But Legend Rosenberg is on another lap. We can see what he do. The Mulsanne. It's invalid for Legend. It is the Mulsanne in Le Mans. And Legend won't be improving from 14th spot. He'll have another attempt. Thank you, Khalil, for correcting me as always.
And Manel was saying he hoped that we didn't see his what he called a huge L. And I just replied, we
were on board, Manel. We were on board. Ends up King going slow on the lap. Lewis has invalidated as well. An awful lot of invalidations here in, I was about to say Le Mans, in Paul Ricard. But Bune, though, he is one of the guys who hasn't, he hasn't invalidated his lap time. You've seen it there. I was spot always in the pits. Liam Redmond also invalidated. Jake Marsh has not. He is on a lap, 5 minutes 42 to go in qualifying. The McLaren man has he's had good attempts for the win in a couple of races. He didn't in Monza, but he did in Monaco. He had a really good chance to win the Monaco Grand Prix. He'll be looking to take another win today. I told Tyler if he doesn't win, he's a fraud, so I expect a masterclass. Okay, Harry says Tyler's a fraud. Well, we'll see if that one comes true. Jake Marsh, though, in 7th spot.
Fraud and a half.
Brandon, don't. Please don't. Just in case we have Schumacher fans watching, we want to keep them.
Oh, yeah.
Please say Manuel Antunes. I am
just
saying
joking, I don't actually think
I am saying
yeah.
Manuel Antunes today. Actually, I'm probably still not saying it right. Antunes. Aaron was trying to teach me it. It didn't end well, obviously.
Aaron. Oh.
The official I've just got a notification on my phone that the FPL tweet has been liked by Daniel Ricciardo.
No, it's just a joke.
Oh, it's just your username.
I have it as a joke.
Brady, no, not Brady. Jake Marsh got the 4th spot. Oh, Brendan, you've just caught me lacking. Please say Juan Pablo Hernandez. Will we try say Juan's full name? That can be our qualifying joke of the day, because that's a thing now.
Hold on, let me get his name up then, I suppose.
I will have it here. Hold on 1 second. Juan Antonio Hernandez Rodriguez Herrera Claris Moya Hernandez is his full name. I will not be repeating that today because Juan Hernandez sounds much better. Brady Pollock is improving for Alpine. How Alpine would love to win the home Grand Prix here in France. Brady Pollock is no longer improving in France as he is into the pits. Luke Davis, though, what's the Ferrari doing? The number 95 Ferrari replacing Thomas Main for the final 2 races this season. He is in the Ferrari now, his debut for Ferrari. Crossing the line now. It is a long run to the line down the main straight here. It's not like Russia where it is instant. It is 8th spot. He just about pips Liam Redmond. That is good for Luke Davis. He's just pipped Liam Redmond. Liam being in the Ferrari all season. Marcus, someone didn't read the regulations. Marcus Towell will receive 2 penalty points for cutting the track.
Well, that's an instant.
Marcus did not. Oh, I've caught Marcus here. He did not read the regulations.
Where is the post of one's full name?
I've just read it out.
No, but I'm trying to find where it is.
I'll read it out again. Juan Antonio Hernandez Rodriguez Herrera Vizclaro. It's on the standings. It's on the standings before Italy.
Yeah, I was just trying to find it because it just doesn't seem to be.
Charlie Goodrick has gone 13th on his set of mediums. Preston Brennan has gone just ahead of him on his set of mediums, but he is on another lap. Marcel Maggiera has invalidated, and Lewis McWilliam is on another lap now. This could be the pole position run. He's up marginally. He is up marginally, is Lewis McWilliam. Let us know down below who you think is going to win this race, of course. We're still in qualifying, but Lewis McWilliam is on provisional pole, and we're in for an exciting race. Marcus, do you think I care? I mean, that's kind of true. We don't really care, but we've caught him, and I'm happy about that. Lewis getting a tow from his teammate Legend. You'd swear these two were not in a championship fight. The team play still here, but Legend has just given his teammate, his championship rival, a tow. That's an odd one.
I found the post now. Let me try the name. Juan Antonio Hernandez Rodriguez Herrera Taras Moya Hernandez. And I've tried flying. I suppose that.
Here comes Lewis McWilliam though, into the final sector. Jack Redmond and Juan starting their outlap, so I imagine we do have a graphical error. Final corner for Lewis McWilliam. Pin the throttle, get her across the line and see where it goes. The Aston Martin, the man currently in second spot. The championship improves to a 28.5. He's currently on pole by 0.5 of a second. That is a magnificent run. Preston Brennan has gone to 7th on his set of mediums. That is good pace from the young Briton. Legend Rosenberg is now going to try improve his qualifying spot from 15th. Oh, he's almost kept it. He's almost invalidated it, but just about kept it, has Preston. A lot of people on outlaps. Jack Redmond in the Alpine starting his lap. Alpine get a good result here today. They started the season well. Of course, when they were back in Renault colours for the start of the season with Junior, but they now have Brady and of course just for this weekend Jack in the car. He has invalidated however, so it will be just P3 for Alpine as he's gone spinning across the circuit. Try not to block anyone there. Charlie Goodrick, apologies, retiring from the qualifying session. Jack Redmond won't be improving as he has stuck that Alpine in the wall. Enzo King also could set a good lap here. He's looked good this weekend, but Escobar will be the next man to tackle the Paul Ricard circuit in the qualifying session. It is 11 seconds left. We do believe we have a graphical error because a lot of people still on outlaps. But Avesta Body currently at 8th spot. Do you think he can improve here, Brendan?
8th spot. I would assume he could. As given he's behind a car on mediums. Preston.
Yeah, but Preston is very fast. And is
Yeah, I know.
Preston, of course, making his
But
FPO
mind you,
debut here today.
Usually Avesta is able to qualify fairly high up the grid, so I would expect him to be able to improve somewhere.
Avesta was doing really good last week in Monza until he had that bit of a trip over with Liam Redmond, and that kind of ruined his chances. Preston Brennan retiring in the pit lane, but here comes Avesta Gobadi. He's actually up by 0.3 of a second, so if he improves by a little bit more, he could actually sneak his way up until the top 3 of the disorder. The long right-hander of turn 11 now. A really tricky corner. I do apologise if you can hear the fireworks going off in the background, but I'm sure you can understand with the month we are in. That wasn't as quick through there as Avesta would have liked. He doesn't hold it to the right hand side as much as we've seen Lewis McWilliam, but this is still not a bad lap from Avesta Gobadi. He still could be able to shout of getting into the top 5 even here. Pin the throttle, as we've said, ball towards the line. Where can Avesta Gobadi go? It is... oh, it's 3rd spot. He has sneaked his way into the top 3. What's Jake Marsh doing? Narrowly improving. Juan Hernandez, though, we'll see where he can go. He needs to take a good chunk of time out of Lewis McWilliam. Lewis with a 28.5 pole position lap. It may not seem the fastest, but with the track conditions here today, it certainly is a fantastic lap. Juan Hernandez, final corner. Is it going to be enough to beat the fierce Scotsman, the mighty charger of the season? Here comes Juan Hernandez across the line. Is it enough? No, he narrowly misses out by 1/10 of a second. What about Jake Marsh? Can he improve a couple of spots? He's 0.05 of a second behind Avesta Gobadi, so if he can just even take that, he would manage to put himself into the top 3 of this order. Here comes Jake Marsh across the line. Yes, he's got him. 3rd spot for Jake. Excellent lap. Enzo King also on a good lap. Good pace around here as Enzo in his Mercedes entering the final corner. Tyler has slotted himself in 4th. That's an excellent job from the Haasman. Here comes Enzo King, though, across the line. We'll see what he can set. That was out of nowhere from Tyler. Last man of qualifying. Enzo, I've not seen where he's gone. P7. P7. You can see it in the steering wheel. He has stayed in his position. He has not improved. But Lewis McWilliam
qualifying.
Is on pole position, and that was a real jump up for Haas. Haas have not had a good result this season. Lewis McWilliam on pole position, Juan narrowly missing out. Really good lap for Juan to even get close to the Scotsman. Jake Marsh in 3rd with Tyler Davison in 4th, Avesta Gobadi in 5th, Jack in 6th, Enzo 7th, Brady 8th, Alpine with a good showing here today. Could have a good race. Preston Brennan in 9th. We'll be starting on the mediums, so keep an eye on him. Liam Redmond in 10th, Luke Davis 11th, Marcus Towell qualifies 12th on mediums. Marcel Magiera in 13th, Bob Bune 14th. I think that could be a season best for the Haas almost. Charlie Goodrick in 15th, Legend Rosenberg 16th, Manuel Ancinez in 17th, and Chloe in 18th, of course, with that qualifying ban. But yes, Juan so close. That is, you're spot on with that one. Juan, really close there.
Yeah, he was closer than we thought it would be to Lewis, given his pace around France usually. So, yeah, this is very interesting, and you could go either way, really.
Yeah, it is. But as always, Ben, who will win the FVR French Grand Prix?
Don't really know. Lewis seems like the safe bet, but you can't ever really predict things in FVR. One safety car could flip this on its head. It could,
but we've been really... Oh no, he qualified P10 one time this season. Oh yeah, he has qualified P10. I apologise for that one, Bob Bune. Well, that lap was something of a disaster, says Brady. Jack says could have been P3 in hindsight. Yeah, we're in for a good racing, Brendan, and the strategy, will it be a soft medium for the guys on softs and then just the opposite for the guys on mediums, or could we see some two-stoppers try a gamble here today?
I mean, some people might try two-stop, maybe if they don't have anything to really fight for, they might just have some fun with it.
We'll see the tyres here now, actually. Oh, Luke Davis has gone for the softs. It's top 10 apart from Preston on softs. and then it is bottom 10 apart from Luke on mediums. So the Ferrari trying something different. Is that a bad shout, really? Though I don't think so.
Well, are you really still going to jump that many positions off the start that would actually be beneficial? Then obviously you'll probably wear tyres out. Obviously, you have is that the conditions? It isn't like VRA yesterday where it seems cold enough in the race. Here it seems bright. So
yeah, it's a bright and sunny day in France. It's absolutely lovely if you're planning to have a barbecue.
But obviously, you don't want to barbecue your tyres.
We have good chemistry. That was very good. I like how he did that one. But yeah, realistically, he could jump Preston, and then everyone else is on softs in front, so he's not going to gain that much from for starting on the soft. But he could be trying a two-stop. He could feel at the tyre, or he could have just like pressed the wrong tyre, maybe. Who knows? But someone to watch from the back, of course, I would say will be Manel, because he actually has good pace around France, despite making that mistake in qualifying. This is a very slow formation lap by the guys at the front. They are letting Lewis absolutely soar away and wear his tyres that little bit more. But Lewis absolutely caresses his tyres. He is very nice in them. Lewis has had good tyre wear all season. So we will have to wait to see. As you said, Brendan, a safety car could really throw a spanner in the works. But just remember, folks, championship at stake here. 3 points for Lewis McWilliam is what he has to outscore Legend by if he wants to take the championship to Singapore. If Legend outscores Lewis in any shape or form, Legend Rosenberg is your Season 4 champion. But Lewis is starting on pole, and Legend is starting in 16th. So it really is a lot to play for here for Lewis. This is such a fantastic opportunity for him, as Chloe will get us lined up on the grid. Keep an eye for the Williams today, that's all. Keep an eye for the Williams. I imagine motivation will be running high, and let's see what she can do from the back. Who will get us lined up? It will be Manel and Chinez who can get us lined up on the back of the grid. But it'll be Lewis who leads us away from Paul, from Juan Hernandez and Jake. Juan and Jake, of course, colliding in Monza from second and third on the grid. And that was even before turn 1. But here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. We'll have a glitch. Oh, Jack Steak. We go racing in Monza, in France. What's the start like from Lewis McWilliam? It's very good. Lewis has got a flyer. Look at Tyler Davison on the outside into turn 1. Juan Hernandez. Oh, he's holding. They make contact, and Juan goes around. So does Tyler. There's chaos here in the middle of the pack. As Enzo is weaving his way. Brady Pollock, the French fans go wild. Gets his Alpine up at the second as a Mercedes got off the circuit. It's all kicking off at the start. Legend up into 10th spot. Jake Marsh getting involved in a Juan Hernandez accident again. Look at the gap. 2.3 seconds between Lewis and Brady Pollock. This is crazy.
Legend's out.
Legend's gone! The championship will continue unless if Lewis could score points. We have a VSC. Legend Rosenberg is out of the French Grand Prix, and I don't know why I said Monza on the race start. I apologise. But it's all kicked off. Brady Pollock up to second for the French fans.
Yeah.
What happened, Jack? He started reversing on the grid.
Not for me though. Boss, you do have Juan and Tyler.
Yeah,
Tyler got a flyer off the line.
Tyler got an absolute flyer off the line, but I don't believe Juan left enough space. Liam Redmond up to 4th. He's really benefited from this start. He's really doing a good job here, is the young Irishman. We'll get the positional change up for you. It is 6 for Liam. It is 6 for Brady. It is 7 for Charlie Goodrick on the mediums, as Avesta Gobadi will be in the pit lane. This is, we are sticking to the VSC. We will not be going to the full safety car, and Lewis is speeding up, so I believe we could be.
The Avesta Manel, Jake and Tyler all in.
Yeah, Chloe's been involved in some first lap incident there, because she's all the way back at miles behind these guys. We'll gain a few positions due to the pit stops. You can see the AlphaTauri crew, the Alfa Romeo crew, the Haas crew, all with from wing changes as we've gone racing. We've gone green, and Lewis has lost a little bit on his lead.
Penalty here. Enzo's already got 6 seconds.
Yeah, he had to run really, really wide, and he's run wide again, and he seems to be struggling a little bit. Mightn't have got the tyres heated up, but Liam Redmond could possibly seize himself an opportunity. He's been there and thereabouts the last few races, just hasn't quite got the podium position that he's wanted. Preston Brennan up to 5th spot on this set of medium compound tyres. He's really had the start he wanted, and his mate Charlie Goodrick is going around the outside of Marcus Towell. Oh, they've made a bit of contact, and Marcus has had a slide.
15 to the start.
Luke Davis is also going to have a run on these guys. These softs for Luke could come into play now, actually, because he has medium runners in front of him. 3 to be precise. He could gain these spots. As there comes Marcus Towell down the inside. You can see it just about there. He's got him. That's a fantastic overtake by the man who's set to qualify for the Esports Challengers. This is really good stuff from these two.
Oh, and Enzo.
Oh, they make contact. Charlie's pushed him wide. Charlie has pushed him wide. Luke Davis has got a season opportunity. Almost trying round the outside of the two of them. Fantastic battling from these three. Marcus, the Norwegian, tries the inside. This is excellent racing from these three guys here. Charlie has been pushed off the circuit by Marcus.
Might take a position here.
Luke Davis really has to keep his wits about him here, because he's a car on his inside and a car in front of him. Nail the brake, and Luke, he has got it done, and there's a slow Enzo in front. Luke has to charge across the curb. It's all kicking off now. It was a clean battle. It's kicking off here at Paul Ricard. As that is Charlie and Luke both past Marcus. Does Marcus have some wing damage? We can't really see. Look at Luke Davis trying the outside. Good racing. Luke Davis has now got the two of them.
I can't really see the end plate.
Borbune has got past Marcus. Oh, they've ghosting, actually. Something's happened. Marcus is Borbune!
Yeah, Charlie's got wing damage. Charlie's got wing damage.
I don't know what's happened to Borbune. Oh, Borbune's lagging. Here comes Jack Redmond, though. He's past Charlie. Charlie has got wing damage. I think there could be a few cars here with wing damage, as Juan Hernandez just snuck himself up to 11th after that early contact with Tyler Davis. And Preston Brennan has stuck his way into 3rd spot. I believe something might have happened between Brady Pollock, because here comes Enzo King getting passed by Luke Davis. Enzo's dropped to 5th after a 6th, apology, after a fantastic start. I think he could have some damage, to be honest, because he did look to be struggling through a few corners. Charlie Goodrick and Marcus Towell have now dropped to 11th and 12th, and you can really see on the steering of that Red Bull, Marcus has wing damage. Yellow flag in sector 2. Oh, it's Jake Marsh. It's Jake Marsh off at the chicane. Borbune's actually got 1. Oh, Jack's got Enzo. Enzo will keep it up the inside of the Alpine. Alpine having a great day of it so far, apart from Jack, who's been sent to the realm on the outside. A lot of pushing off track at that final corner. I am well known for it in Torpedo League, of course. It's how I almost got a podium. Oh, Jack! Oh, he's brake checked him. Oh no, the Alpine has brake checked the Mercedes. There's cars going everywhere to avoid Enzo King. That one most certainly looked deliberate from Jack Redmond. Enzo just trying to keep himself here.
You have to account for Wi-Fi.
Oh, that's a disaster for Enzo. He's now going to drop miles down the order.
With 6 seconds already, he's in a
bad spot here. He's in a bit of a divilment, as they would say. Lewis McWilliam now leading the race by 4.3 seconds. He's loving life in the front of this French Grand Prix. He is enjoying the French sun, the smell of croissants, and absolutely lapping it up. But at the back, though, they're all killing each other. Liam Redmond is trying to get past Preston Brennan, who is on the mediums and on the podium. He's did an excellent job. Marcel has just got past Borbune. So these guys really scrapping it out. Here comes Borbune. He's got to fight this one back. I'm loving the racing from Borbune today. He's really having a good go at these guys. And rightly so, of course. He's in his own right to battle everyone. Avesta, these guys have all made pit stops. So Enzo will be making a pit stop. Borbune will be last of our non-pitters. But you guys at the back, apart from maybe Charlie and maybe Marcus, will be making most certainly another pit stop, because the mediums won't go to the end. Liam Redmond managing to keep in DRS of Preston Brennan. So these two moving along nicely to catch up to our South African in a French baguette, Brady Pollock, who is currently in 2nd position. He could take his 3rd F4 podium today if this all goes the way he wants it to. But Brendan, thoughts on those first few laps as Enzo, sorry.
Chaotic and a lot of pushing off track. See, a fair few people are going to have complaints. Tanner and Juan won't exactly be cordial with each other after this race, probably. And Well, I see. Like some others got damage, and had to pit in lap 1. Then you also had the Jack and Enzo incident. So a lot of stuff has happened here. And obviously Legend out as well means Lewis has a really good chance to have this championship right. Basically all to play for pretty much in the last race, which will be Singapore.
But Bute's having a good go at Marcel here. I'm not going to lie to you. He's really trying to make some moves on the Polishman. Marcel, I think, though, does just have the gap. As there was a nice scrap here between Manuel Antunes, Chloe, and Tyler. The Williams and the Haas. And the AlphaTauri is... Oh, no, the Williams is around. And out of this race.
Oh.
That's a safety car. That is a big collision and a big impact for the Williams.
Oh,
that is
right.
Coming out of the Grand Prix, and we now have a full course caution in the form of a safety car. I'm not quite sure what happened to Williams there. It kind of just tipped round on its own.
Yeah.
You seem very concerned about that one, Brendan.
Yeah, it just oh, yeah, it just...
Jack says it wasn't my Wi-Fi. He genuinely brake checked him. Oh, wheel died. It was a wheel issue. As we have some pit lane action from the guys who've already made a stop, all opting for the hard compound tyres.
It worked yesterday for Lewis.
It did work yesterday.
Well, I tried it as well, but I just didn't have pace. And probably I was too low in tyre pressure, really.
You nabbed a point off me because I got my crash on the last lap with my teammate. You nabbed a point off me, you did. But you deserved it.
I deserved it for
You deserve it for somehow driving on them hard tyres for that amount of laps. God, that must have been disgusting. Lewis is going to pit for the hards, I imagine, and he's going to have a bit of deja vu.
It was bad when you just get passed by about 4 cars in 2 corners. Because I'd come out with Pete when I'd ended up in P6 just ahead of an army of cars. And then once you get passed by 1, you get passed by 2, then you end up getting passed by 3 and 4.
Now this is interesting. Sorry, I don't overcut you there, but Preston Brennan is making the pit stop. He is in for the hard compound tyres on the mediums. Will Marcel? Yeah, Marcel's in, and so is Borbune. So we're going to have every driver on the grid on a set of the hard tyres, unless someone is going to gamble with a 2-stop. I genuinely think gambling with a 2-stop could be really good here, as the Ferraris will double stack. Jack's gone for it. Jack has gone for it. He's gone for a medium. Jack Redmond has gone for the medium compound tyres. He will send it. He is under investigation for that brake check on Enzo King, and Luke Davis has gone for it as well. They'll both go for the set of mediums too. Either a second stop or to the end. So, really interesting stuff here, as everybody apart from those two will be on the hard compound tyres till the end of the race, unless we get another safety car, of course.
Well, here we go.
What happened, Chloe? Was the wheel didn't die. It came fully off rig. I mean, full on slid off.
Wait, do you mean like just the wheel itself?
Oh, Lucas spun. Lucas spun. I mean, the whole wheel and base has fully come off the rig.
Oh. Yeah, because you usually don't lose it like that in that corner.
That's just unlucky. The highest order of unluck is to get a wheel issue. It really is. I mean, the pad players will be like, haha, we win, but you still have to get up and plug it in. Happened at lap 1 as well, seemingly.
Oh, yeah. That's what she spun turn 1. It's like just spin
happened
the background.
Happened at every lap. I don't how you managed to keep up that pace for every lap. I have a lot of respect for that. But that's really unlucky. Luke Davis, I don't think has wing damage from his little adventure, his spin. We are waiting for some guys to catch up.
Mediums. So maybe you can find a bit, can overtake people.
I think he can get past, well, everyone up until Jack. But Jack's on mediums as well, but I imagine Jack will be making some moves too.
And I see Juan now in P5. see,
Oh, what caused the
think-
wheel to fall off was, hold on. Oh, someone hit around. Marcel actually made contact with the Williams. He spun in turn 1 and Manel pile drove into the side. Like, I mean, not Manel's fault. It was a spin. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I wish I could put the replay up on the screen for you, but I don't have OBS. But, yeah, it's an interesting one. It was a bit of just lap 1 chaos. But yeah, will I get a pen, says Brady. For what? What'd you do, Brady? I can't really tell. Right now, I'm totally not the stewards team. But we'll see. Brandon, I do want to ask your opinion on something here, though. Will the mediums get to the end?
No.
Will the
Hold
mediums
on,
get to the end?
I can't answer
Yeah,
that.
that's okay. I'll waffle on for a few minutes here, like. No, Brady, I don't think you'll get a pen because I don't know what you're asking for. But oh well. Let us know down below, though, your predictions for this race. It could be a funny prediction if you want. Yeah, Brady, why would you say that? Oh well. We'll see. Is there any reaction from? See, is there any reaction from the drivers? They can get to the end, seemingly. Okay, no, there is reaction from the drivers, but it's stuff I can't read out from Juan. He's, yeah. Jack got an illegal overtake, so he just stopped to let Enzo through. Stopping in the apex of turn 1 may not be Jack's most high intelligence moment. Tyler to win, because he's not a fraud. If he can win from 15th, my God, will I have a lot of respect for this man. And a penalty. 15 and a penalty. We'll see what happens. Safety car in this lap. Oh, this will be. We will be re-going. Lewis for the win. Legend, why are you supporting him? He's your rival. He is your championship rival. But Legend is supporting him. So, Jake will win, says some people. I mean, I wouldn't write it off. Jake is a fairly competitive driver, but it is an Aston Martin 1-2. It's just not Legend this time. It is an Aston Martin 1-2 at the front of the grid. Lewis will lead us away, like he has many times this season, on the safety car restart. Of course, Brady Pollock is behind him, though. He hasn't had Brady behind him for a good while, I'd say, in a safety car restart. Brendan yet, but he will be back in a moment's time. He's gone fast. This is a fast restart. I imagine he will go when he straightens up the final corner. We go racing, and Paul Ricard, look at the start from Preston Brennan, almost alongside the Alpine of Brady Pollock, tucks into the slipstream as we go racing. Juan and Liam making contact. Juan's tried the inside, but he's just pushed the Ferrari, the Alpine and the Williams side by side through turn 1. It is Preston Brennan who has got the position on his teammate Brady Pollock, side by side down to the first chicane. This is excellent racing, and they've made contact, and Preston's been sent around. No space left by Brady. That is most definitely the South Africans' fault. Absolutely no space left for Preston, and what was looking so good for the young Briton has ended up in tears. Look at Borbune around the outside of Charlie Goodwick. Oh, he's had to catch the car as the AlphaTauri. Really good racing from both of them. Jack Redmond, though, making moves on the mediums. He now has his surname equivalent in front of him on a set of hearts in the Ferrari. Well, now you will get a penalty. Yes, you will, Brady. Here comes Jack Redmond, though. He's on a set of the mediums on a much quicker tyre to the Ferrari in front. The Alpine is going to possibly look up the inside of the Ferrari. It's really close, but he just can't get the move done. He will go for it possibly in turn 11 as Ferrari brakes so much earlier. Jack looking for a move, but he has to back out. Unfortunately, Juan Hernandez could seize the opportunity to try sneak past the Alpine as he gains really close, and there's Borbune gone. Borbune has spun. And what was looking to be a great race for Borbune has sadly not ended the best, but he still has plenty of opportunity. Jack looks to the inside. You don't want to take too much of that curb. That's a 3-second penalty from Manuel Ancinez. Here comes Jack Redmond, though, in the slipstream. Is Juan going to possibly attack him? No, he's not. Lewis sets the fastest lap of the race with a 33.8. He now has a 2.1 second lead over Brady. His lead has been reinstated very early on after the safety car, lap 10 of 27. Lewis doing everything he needs to keep in this championship fight, and Jack is trying to do everything he needs to get past Liam Redmond in front. These two, Liam having a great race so far in these set of hearts, just needs to try and get them to the end of the race. Preston Brennan making moves at the back. He's past Enzo King, but we will stick with this battle as we head down the Mistral straight. Jack tucks into the slipstream. He's going to go left or right. Going to go down the inside as the Alpine to try and make the move. Done. Down into the chicane. Oh, it's close. Bit of a squeeze from the Ferrari, but that's a fantastic overtake. And Jack gets past. Brendan, are you back with me?
Yep, I am back. I've just been there and let you cover that for a little bit.
Someone is eating food. Here comes Juan Hernandez down the inside.
I'm not eating food, mate. It's just like putting a line in my mouth. I smell the difference.
Fair enough. Liam Redmond is going to possibly try another move as Juan's going to sneak his way through on the inside. Excellent move by the Spaniard. As that Tyler and Mantle are out. There's been a collision here. What's happened? We have another safety car. Tyler and Mantle are out of the race. What has gone on there?
At this point.
What has gone on there? Tyler and Manel have definitely made contact as Juan is in. He's going to try mediums to the end.
He's going to drop so far though.
He will. He'll drop to the back. Oh, I think that one was Manel's fault as... We'll try to get some reaction there. There's a few in the pits actually. There is Juan Hernandez, there's Luke Davis, and there is Jake Marsh all making their way in the pit lane. Juan, it's an Alpine 2-3 on home turf. This is looking excellent for the Alpine side.
But obviously, Brady may be investigated for the incident.
He could be. He could be. But yeah, this is an interesting one. Can Juan and Jake fight from the back here, Brendan? Or will it be basically impossible?
You've got to get through a lot of cars. Obviously, some people have penalties, so yeah. Honestly, you'll end up ahead of them probably anyway.
Legend says, can he join to commentate? Are we not good enough for you, Legend? Are we not good enough?
Oh,
I think we should be quite upset with Legend, actually. Brady locked the rears. That's what happened there, Brady. I mean, you squeezed them. It was absolutely nothing to do with your rear tyres. As Jack has... Oh, the Alpines have made contact. The Alpines have made contact. Jack Redmond has received a 5-second time penalty for a collision with Brady Pollock. So it's all falling away for Alpine. This invites Liam Redmond through. As Liam was complaining, saying, what is Juan's obsession with going for gaps that don't exist? I mean, I'd have to agree with him to some extent. Mantle spun at the flat left and Tyler was caught up pretty much. It was, yeah, that's unfortunate. And it is really unfortunate. As do we have some pitters? Jack Redmond is in the pits, so he's going to get this penalty away and going to get some fresh tyres, meaning Liam Redmond now will be on the podium. This is looking good for Liam. I don't want to jinx him, as Luke Davis will be in to fit the mediums, I imagine. We'll have a difference in strategy now. We'll have medium runners coming from the back, as Juan now gets another 2 positions on his way to tackle back up to the front. Yeah, it's the DNFs, of course, Legend Rosenberg, Chloe Mantle and Tyler all out of this Grand Prix. We're on lap 12 of 27. The top 10 all on the hard tyres, as Jack has actually fitted the hards. Oh, why? I don't understand that call, but we'll have to wait and see. Look at Charlie and Marcus. They're 5th and 6th now because they didn't have to pit under the safety car. We'll have to see. Juan Hernandez has overtaken Bourbion. Juan, you will get a penalty for that. You are not allowed to overtake under the safety car. Well, maybe he was AI or off the track or something. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. We'll run through the penalties while we're here. 6 for Charlie. It is 3 for Avesta. It is 9 for Enzo. It is 5 for Lightning Luke Davis at the back. But Lewis still leads this race. Juan Hernandez overtook me. Yes, we seen that. We seen that, Bourbion. We caught that one on the stream, luckily enough. Safety car in this lap, it will be Lewis McWilliam who will lead us away. Once again for the safety car restart. Thank you all for tuning in today. We do really appreciate it. Let us know who you think is going to win. It looks almost set in stone that will be a Lewis McWilliam win, unless Brady can really challenge him and something happens maybe. But Lewis will lead us away from the safety car. If you have a look at the Alpha, yes, Lewis is in an Alpha. The Aston Martin on board. It looks a lot different. You can see the two spiky bits on the halo. I'm sure that's the technical term for them, the spiky bits. And we'll see what will happen. Tyler will win. Great prediction, Harry. Always on the ball with that. I mean, Lewis, if he went now, he would catch out a lot of drivers, but we'll wait and see what the Scotsman does. It'll be the same trick again, I imagine, as Brady. Almost looks to the inside. Lewis straightens up the car and we go racing. Once again, in Paul Ricard. Liam Redmond has got a good start ahead of Brady Pollock. He still needs to get a bit of temperature in the tyres. You can see a lot of drivers weaving. Charlie doing what Aaron normally does in the in the Alpha Tauri. Wow, I've muddled them both up. Oh, Liam's got a bad exit though. Marcel Maggiera could possibly make a move here. No, he can't get the job done. Is there any movement in the back of the pack? No, there's been a few people caught out though, mainly the pitters. I imagine Juan Hernandez will be making some moves soon. He's Preston Brennan in front of him though. Preston, always a very quick driver, but Preston could be looking for some moves himself. A couple of rear ends being kicked out there as Preston Brennan will go for the Mercedes possibly. Took in behind and switch out at the last moment. Here comes Preston Brennan down the inside. No, Enzo's got a really good run down that straight. Back up the top of the order. Lewis leads by 1.5 seconds over the Alpine of Brady Pollock. Brady just has absolutely nothing on the Aston Martin, but he will be defending to keep his P2. Juan Hernandez has got past Preston Brennan now in the mediums, and his next challenger is his teammate, who I imagine from a realistic point of view should just let him through here, because Juan is on a much better... Yes, look at Enzo there, letting his teammate through. Really clever stuff from the Mercedes man, and he's not going to fight him back. So Enzo King... Good teamwork from Red Bull. Marcel all over the back of Liam Redmond. As that's a Vestigo body who's gone. He will go to the back of the order. He's had a spin or something there. Preston Brennan going to try down the inside of Enzo King. Enzo's had this move done on him before by a Williams.
Oh, that's Jack. Jack Redmond.
Oh, Jack has gone. Jack has gone. Oh, he's in the pits now. He's had a spin. I don't know what's happened there, but Jack Redmond, as Preston and Enzo are... Preston is past. Preston doing what I did in Torpedo League. I'm going to keep reminding Enzo of that. Still 14 laps remaining. Yes, there's still plenty of time, but there's a 1.9 second gap between Lewis and between Brady. Liam Redmond, though, holding on to P3 here. He just needs to drop Marcel. That's all he needs to do. Juan's around! Juan has spun. Whoa. Once again, he's not hit the wall, and he's not got any damage, so he will be able to rejoin just in front of Vestigo Body, the Ukrainian. But it's all falling away for Juan Hernandez. He's been in too many spins and too many incidents today. Here comes Luke Davis to get past Borbune. He's going to try, send it down the inside as Luke Davis... Oh, it's close. Borbune just about leaving enough space. Fantastic defending from Borbune, but Luke Davis just gets the exit that he wants, and Jack is purposely cutting corners now. Yeah, Jack is just driving the whole track on the exit, so we will ignore him as he's just being an idiot. As this is Jake Marsh past Enzo King. Jake's next target is Preston Brennan. Of course, the last medium run to get past Preston Brennan is now well behind him. It was Juan Hernandez. Liam Redmond still holding on to the back of... Still holding on, apologies, in the front of Marcel Maggiera. Marcel can't find a way past, and I mean... He will now, probably, with the DRS, because Liam most certainly doesn't have it in front, but Marcel won't get it on this straight. Marcel just being really patient, keeping a good gap to Charlie Goodrick behind, but he is right on Liam's tail. Make a mistake? No, he's picked up at 3 seconds. So Liam, ball back in his court now, as he does have this 3-second time penalty. If he can just let him defend a bit more, then he could keep Marcel in his bay, as Jack has now crashed out and retired from the race, as Marcus Tell is going to look. Yep, Jake
Preston,
gets past Preston Brennan, as there's a lot of weaving on the straight. Liam Redmond, here comes Marcel Maggiera, got to try around the outside of the Ferrari. Oh, he's cut the chicane. Marcel has had to cut the chicane, and he's received a 10-second corner cutting penalty. Charlie Goodrick is now going to be the next man to try and get past the Ferrari. The Ferrari is being dislodged from his podium spot. The AlphaTauri up the inside goes Charlie Goodrick. He's spun round. The two Italian cars have made contact and he's reversed in front of everybody. Almost a dangerous accident there. It's all kicking off. Preston Brennan is up to 6th. Marcel's received another 5 seconds for something or other. But it is all kicking off. Marcus Towell is the next man to try and get past Liam Redmond. This is chaos. This is chaos here in France. Liam Redmond managing to somehow hold on to P4 with Marcel having big penalties in front, but he will now find himself coming under threat from Marcus Towell. Preston Brennan as well behind. He's on fresher hards to Marcus. Marcus is going to try the outside of Liam Redmond. Liam defends. And Marcus almost trying to push him in the corners. This is really close racing from everybody. I don't know what happened to Charlie Goodrick in the AlphaTauri, but he spun round trying to come to the inside of Liam. Manel saying, what did you say? I've said a lot today, Manel. I'm a commentator, just in case you didn't realise that. But Jake Marsh behind on the mediums, trying to dislodge himself. This could be working Jake's favour. All this battling. Here comes Marcus Towell. He's going to try the inside. Here. Surely he's passed here. Inside for the Red Bull, the white-painted Red Bull racing machine. And he's passed. He's well past. Preston Brennan almost getting past. Just backs out at the right time. He'll try up the inside. He'll try to do what his good mate Charlie Goodrick did. He's going to get past on the inside. He's got the exit, and Liam Redmond is he's clear. Jake Marsh is also past as we have a beautiful camera shot now as the car's going flying through turn 10. Liam Redmond now has his teammate to defend from. He's dropped to 7th position as Brendan has lagged out and will be loaned for the next couple of minutes. Jake Marsh on the mediums doing a good job, as that is Tim saying Jake already 7th. Preston trying to get past Marcus now as Juan Hernandez is back in the mixer.
With big issue.
What's the big issue, Brandon?
Apparently the race has ended for me.
Well, unfortunately, the race has not ended.
No, but I've seen people leave the session apparently.
That was Legend and Manel.
No, but I'm seeing everyone leave.
That's because you've disconnected, Brendan.
No, but...
That's what happens when you disconnect. Everyone leaves the lobby for you. Trust me, I disconnected out of every race for about 2.5 years. Marcus is falling slowly off the back of Marcel Magiera here.
Usually you leave.
Brendan, that's because you leave for everyone else and everyone else leaves for you.
Happened, we had a lobby restart, okay?
Well, Jack's left the session now, but he is out of the race, so it doesn't make a difference for him. Juan Hernandez at the inside! Juan, what are you doing? And he's made contact with someone else. You could sense that one from a mile away. Juan once again at the back of the pack. All he has behind him is Charlie Goodrick, who has made an extra stop. You could see that one coming for Juan. Unfortunately, he is out of the race. Here comes Luke Davis trying around the outside of Enzo. And Enzo's just shoved him straight off the circuit. Luke can't get past Enzo as there's another yellow flag. It is for Juan, who has spun again. Oh, he's struggling to get back on the circuit. Jake Marsh is finally past Preston Brennan. Preston going to keep it up the inside of Jake Marsh. These two having a scrap here. Look at the roaring red brakes on both these cars. Super hot for both of them. Preston Brennan, though, on the outside. Surely Jake's got the exit. Yes, he has. Jake Marsh is up to 5th spot. This is going to be a great result for McLaren if Marcel can get those penalties removed. Lewis McWilliam leads the French Grand Prix by 5.3 seconds. That was a stupid move from Juan, yes. Harry's saying Juan, bro. That was a silly move from Juan, and Juan is out. Juan is retired from the French Grand Prix. I imagine that was in the pits. And he is out of the Grand Prix. That's a purple sector 1 for Jake Marsh. He's flying on this set of mediums. He can go to the end, but he will have to manage them a little bit at the end. That is the key thing to remember. This is why Juan could be. If he didn't go for these silly moves, he could be up with Jake. He could be in front of Jake, because he was in front of Jake. That's Vesco Badi past Luke Davis for 9th spot, as we have 12 runners left in the French Grand Prix. Charlie, still with us. He's going to try and hope for a safety car, I imagine. If there's a safety car at this point, they'll all be in for the softs. And we'll have a sprint race to the end. Marcel trying to get past Brady Pollock. Brady seems to be a little bit of a lodgement in the Polishman's charge. He won't catch up to Lewis. Lewis is almost coasting along at this point. He's extending the gap over Brady and will bring the championship down to just, I think it will be 3 points. It will be 2 points as he's picked up the fastest lap as Lewis. So this is really what the Scotsman needed to do. We will have a titanic battle for the championship here in Singapore, which is not next week, it is the week after, unfortunately, folks. We do have a break week, but there'll be lots of content on our Instagram.
I think there's an issue with that.
What is the issue with that?
Mexico. The Grand Prix will be qualifying.
Well, unfortunately for them, then, we'll change time. It's not that big of an issue.
Yeah.
Marcus Tell is trying to get past Marcel Magiera. That's an issue that doesn't need to be addressed now anyways. Marcus is going to try get past Marcel Magiera. Marcus on those little bit older tyres had a good race for Red Bull last week. Red Bull finally back to their ways as Charlie Goodrick has picked up a 3 second side penalty. Brady's had a slide. Brady has had a big slide, and these 3 cars are all going to go scrapping. These 4 cars, apologies, because Jake Marsh is on the back of these. Here we go, down towards turn 10, the fast left-hander. If you go side by side, it's not going to end well. Jake Marsh has got past his teammate. He's got 2 of them. They're 3 wide into turn 11. What a fantastic scrap between these. This is fantastic. Marcus on the inside of Jake. Preston Brennan involving himself in this in the Williams. This is a great scrap we have here. Jake Marsh is past Marcus. Preston has snuck past Marcel. Marcel's down into 6th spot, and here comes Jake defending from Marcus Tell. We'll go on board with the Red Bull. Oh, Preston sent it down the inside of Marcus Tell. He's got the job done. That's a very clean send. Nobody was pushed off the track there. Marcus yields way. This is fantastic racing between this lot. Jake is clear now on the podium and can get past Brady Pollock. They'd be equal on points. Well, see, I would have known that if you had sent me the standings, Khalil. ERS advantage, we will get that there. Yeah, Preston has the advantage. Marcus really low. Yeah, so seemingly it would be a tie. The gap is currently 26 points. See, I thought it was 28 because nobody actually sent me the standings for this week. So, would be tied on points heading into the final race. It'll be winner takes all, but here comes Jake Marsh though. He's going for second spot. He's going up the inside and he is clear. Is Jake Marsh. That is a fantastic race for Jake Marsh. He has come back up as that is a Vesta Pass Endo. That's the biggest commentator's curse of my life. That is the biggest commentator's curse of my life. Jake has spun and is now in 10th spot after making the move on Brady Pollock. And he's down to the back, unfortunately. It is not the great race that was just described by me. Oh no, that was not good. That is a very big commentator's curse. As Preston Brennan now will try to get past Brady Pollock for second spot on his debut. These are both on similar tyres, so it will be a straight fight. Khalil saying to use sheets. I updated them there. Yes, but the point is, I'm not going to get into it now. We'll see. Marcus can't get past. I really get confused with the Red Bull and the Williams always because of the white paint colour. Marcus, not Preston's teammate, unfortunately, as they'd be in a really good spot if they were teammates, of course. But every team almost has a blue colour scheme in this grid this year, so it's difficult to figure out. Preston Brennan, though, is not difficult to figure out as he's an extremely fast driver, currently trying to get past Brady Pollock for second on the grid. Here comes Preston down the inside of Brady Pollock. This is going for the podium. Marcus Tell is also past Brady Pollock. Brady has lost 2 and 1. He's defended so well, but unfortunately Preston, after being spun by Brady, has fought his way back.
Not a great day for France. Or well, not a great lap for France.
No, not a great lap for France at all, as Marcus now will try and get past Preston for second spot. Marcus on the podium last week in Monza, finished third. We'll see if he can finish second and go one better. He won't finish second by getting on that curb, as that will send you around. He has really old tyres. Will his tyres be able to go to the end?
Yeah, them tyres, obviously. Let's see if we can get details up. Mark has been on for 17 laps. I think
Yes.
we can get to the end.
I think he can get to the end. He will be struggling towards the end of the Grand Prix. Though, as Enzo King is going to try and get past Avesta Kobadi soon. They're both on similar tyres, so it will be a straight fight for them. But the battle for second now, I believe, will be Preston versus Marcus. And one season after Lewis won his first FEO race in France, he could well do it again and win in Paul Ricard. He'd become the most successful driver at Paul Ricard because we've only been here twice. So he would become the most successful. It is Lewis McWilliam dominance. Marcus Tell down the inside of Preston Brennan, and they've both made a shambles of that corner. Preston missing his brakes as well. Marcus on the exit. They will be side by side. Avesta Kobadi picking up a 3-second time penalty. Marcus tucks into the slipstream. They will be side by side through turn 10. We've seen these guys go 3 wide. Marcus will tuck in behind, and they won't quite go side by side, but he will be alongside for turn 11. Preston on the outside. The inside is a good place to make a move here. It is an excellent place to make a move for Marcus Tell, but he can't quite get it done. Preston defends really well. These guys still side by side. This will allow Brady back into the mix here. Marcus, is he going to go for it at the final corner? He's going to go for it before. Really great racing from these two. This is fantastic stuff from them both. As Marcus just quite can't get past, he will be inviting Brady Pollock to get past now as well. As Brady just behind. Here comes Marcus Tell though. Inside or outside for the Norwegian. It's the outside. He's going to try. Is Preston going to keep it on the inside? No. Marcus squeezes him off nicely and fairly and will take second spot. And Preston has run wide. He could find himself under threat. Brady Pollock. No, he hasn't lost that much time. But really great move from Marcus Tell. Obviously he's not going to go win this race. It's Lewis. You can see him on the straight there, just in the background. He's 11.1 seconds ahead. We do still have a battle at the back of the race though. Jake has just set the fastest lap. That takes a point off Lewis McWilliam. He will drop to 1 point behind the championship leader, Legend Rosenberg, who DNF'd from this race. You can see him at the bottom there in 18th. Preston is still with Marcus though, and he will still attack him. We'll have a look at the ERS here. We'll get the telemetry open for you there, folks. It is 40 for Preston and 4 for Marcus. So Preston in a really good boat in terms of ERS. You can see the red light flashing on the back of the Red Bull. As Brady's going to find himself under threat from Marcel Maggiera almost. Don't forget Marcel is still in this fight. He may have lost a couple of positions, but he's still with this lot. Avesta Kobadi is with this lot, and Enzo. So all this fighting has caught them out as Marcus running wide a little bit. We still have 4 laps remaining in this Grand Prix. And a great fight for the podium spots here. Of course, remember Marcel Avesta and Enzo all having those penalties. However, Marcus, Preston and Brady do not have those penalties. So they are in a straight fight here.
Yeah, very interesting. Obviously, let's see the penalties.
Yeah, we'll have a look on the penalty front now. There it is, 18 for Marcel. I imagine he'll get some of them removed. 6 for Avesta. And 9 for Enzo King. 8 for Luke Davis, 3 for Borbune, and 12 for Charlie Goodrick. So quite a few penalties for the guys who do have penalties, and absolutely none for the guys who don't have penalties, because that's how logic works, Evan. Welcome to Schooling with Effie, your commentary team. Marcus is slowly pulling away from Preston. Marcus just has that little bit of pace over the Briton here in Paul Ricard, obviously, but Preston does still need to drive at a solid pace because there's a charging queue behind him. And they want to keep the DRS. Luke Davis is in DRS of his teammate now. It is Luke versus Liam. 8 spot for Ferrari. They'll still pick up good points today, Ferrari. Of course, the Constructors' Championship is sealed in terms of Aston Martin's way, as it stands, so we will have to wait and see. Preston gaining through straight line speed. Once he burns that bit of ERS, Marcus just doesn't have the defence because he doesn't have any ERS. It is still a good scrap between these two. It's not over yet. We do have this train for second spot between Marcus Towell, Preston Brennan, Brady Pollock, Marcel Maggiera, Avesta Kobadi and Enzo King in the Mercedes. Liam, however, is a bit too far behind. He's 5.4 behind these guys. This train could just explode, as we've heard that phrase mainly at Zandvoort actually. The train could just all explode and they will all go for moves. Once we've seen the train explode once today. That was when we had that 3 wide moment. Well, Preston just not quite close enough to Marcus to make a move down into turn 1. Now 25 of 27, still plenty of racing to go for these guys. Still plenty of hello, Brendan. Still plenty of racing to go for these guys, as Enzo and Marcus both will be struggling a lot more in their tyres than these guys will. It may not look a lot, 3 or 2 laps more, but trust me, it is. Preston close to Marcus, not close enough to go for a move. Is he braver on the brakes, and will he take more speed through this chicane? He will get a much better exit though, as Marcus is struggling. We can see him flashing. You can see the flashing red light on the Red Bull. It is not on the Williams, as Preston does have good ERS. We'll see. Can he make a move to turn 11, just like Marcus Tell did? Oh, he's bum drafting him almost. He's got to try the outside, is Preston Brennan. Got to try something creative, something different. He cannot quite make the move here. This is still a good scrap all on board the Tall Express for a tour of Paul Ricard. It is the Marcus Tell train. We have the Thule train. We have the Tall train. The Norwegians still staying ahead of Preston Brennan. Marcel will be looking to get past Brady Pollock. Enzo! Oh, sorry, Avesta has sent it up the inside of Marcel. That's not a clean move in the slightest, as he ran off the track himself. That is not a clean move, and I imagine he will be under investigation for that one. Preston is starting to struggle with his tyres. You can just about see he's really struggling through that second part of the chicane. I can only imagine what Marcus's feel like, although Marcus is good on tyre wear, so he could have something even, maybe. Depends on their tyre pressures as well. Preston could have a full tyre pressure gauge. Marcus could have it really low. As is Marcel. Marcel's just not close enough to try and avenge himself on Avesta. 2 laps to go. Well, 1.5 laps to go here in Paul Ricard. Preston Brennan is going to be saving all his ERS to try and make a move on Marcus Held. He's a tank of 49. Marcus is a tank of 10, but he won't want to get past too early. Oh, he's made a mistake. He's had a wobble. And Preston, he doesn't want to have too many of them, or he won't be able to get past Mark, the Norwegian, in front. It'll be a fantastic debut for Williams. Of course, Williams on the podium here last season with Tyler Davison. Tyler did this was the track, of course, where Tyler infamously became the P3 merchant. He finished third here, beating Danny Headcamper and Jack Redmond. It was the track where Jack Redmond could have sealed a podium success streak. Here comes Preston, final lap of the Grand Prix. Lewis has absolutely dominated this one. He's never looked back as Marcel picks up 3 seconds of his own. Is he going to send it? No, he's not. We'll stick with Preston Brennan, though.
Is it Grand Slam?
Is this a Grand Slam? No, he doesn't have fastest lap. Jake has it.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got to be pushing for the fastest lap, I imagine, as Lewis. He is down on his time, but this could almost be a Grand Slam for Jake Marsh, yes, for Jake in 11th to take the Grand Slam for Lewis McWilliam. Preston runs a bit wide. He would have picked up a warning for that, but Marcus runs a bit wide as well.
I think this would be pretty much everything bar the fastest lap.
Yes, it will be. Unfortunately, it will be. Fortunately and unfortunately for Lewis. But here comes Preston Brennan. It's a final lap scrap between the two. Marcus has moved in the brakes, but Preston goes much deeper and takes the spot. He will need to get the exit as Jake's picked up for 3 seconds. Here comes Marcus Tell. Them two are scrapping, I think. No, Jake and Charlie are not scrapping, but Marcus Tell, he just doesn't have the straight line speed to keep with that Williams. Preston burning all his ERS, and Preston Brennan will finish on the podium for Williams Racing. Marcus just does not have enough to get past. Brady Pollock will finish 4th for Alpine, so still a good result on home turf, but it was not quite the podium. Rounding the final corner, the championship has 1 point heading to Singapore. He's did what he needs to do, and he will slow down and prove his dominance. Lewis McWilliam wins in France. Fantastic result for the Scotsman. Preston Brennan finishes in 2nd position. A fantastic podium for Williams Racing. Marcus Tell 3rd. It will be Brady in 4th, Avesta in 5th, Enzo and Marcel. Liam Redmond could get Marcel here currently on his penalty front. Liam jumps to 6th, so it's an excellent result for the Ferrari man. And Luke Davis will finish in 9th. Borbune picks up points for Haas. Well done, Borbune. He drove well at the start of this race. He was looking like a real good driver going past Marcel. Jake Marsh will finish in 11th, and Charlie Goodrick will finish in 12th spot for AlphaTauri. But Lewis McWilliam, the championship into Singapore is 1 point, folks. 1 point. This is going to be a great race.
Oh, Liam isn't too happy.
Liam is not happy, I don't think. 3 times in 2 races, someone's cut the chicane and not given the place back. Yeah. Preston saying, what a race. Do we have time for post-race interviews? Oh, we do. There's still an hour to F1. Will we invite Lewis, Preston and Marcus for some post-race interview? There's your podium. Lewis on top once again. Aston Martin doing a really great job this season. They have been dominant. Here's your full race results. Lewis McWilliam wins for Scotland in France. The Scottish are on top. Preston Brennan finishes in 2nd. And Marcus Towell in 3rd. Brady Pollock 4th. of Escobati in 5th. Liam Redmond 6th. Enzo 7th. Marcel 8th, Luke Davis 9th, Borbune in 10th, Jake Marsh in 11th, Charlie in 12th, and the DNFs Juan, Jack, Tyler, Manel, Chloe and Legend.
Oof, well, we've got a finale in our hands.
We do have a finale. Could you invite the top 3 for some post-race interviews?
Fair enough.
We'll get Lewis, Preston and Marcus in. But yeah, let us know in the comments if you have any questions for the drivers. We are always happy to ask the drivers the questions, even if they're difficult. I drilled Legend one day with the difficult questions. He didn't like me for it. Manel has apologised for taking out Tyler, so it's good to see the sportsmanship between the two. And we will wait and see. Yeah, let us know down below who you was your driver of the day. Of course, we will have an official race driver of the day on our Instagram, which you can follow at Formula_Virtual Racing, and our Twitter at FER Official. If you want to
they are
follow those
now.
As we'll see, can the top 3 join us? Legend has sent the Bottas gif, him looking at Verstappen and Hamilton crash. Someone when me and Lewis crash in Singapore. Oh no. Seb saying Preston driver of the day. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that one. Marcus also doing very well after he dropped to the back.
Spawned earlier, and then he managed to get back into this race.
He did really well. And the man on top has the most dominant FER French driver, the only dominant FER driver at France, the man who's taken 2 pole positions and 2 wins, Lewis McWilliam. Hello. How are you feeling after that one?
What are you talking to me?
Did you just say, are you talking to me? Yes, of course I'm talking to you, Lewis. Who else won the French Grand Prix today?
I accidentally muted my party because I was trying to turn off my music. Yeah, it was brilliant. It was. I was really most annoyed thing was I didn't get fastest lap because I wanted the whole thing.
If you got the fastest lap, you would have got the first. No, you wouldn't have. The second FER Grand Slam.
I think so, yeah, because Legend Zandvoort. No, it was
Monaco.
Legend got one.
It was Monaco.
Monaco, that was it.
It was Monaco. And Lewis, we don't really have too much to ask you, but you did exactly what you needed to do today, and the championship is down to a single point in Singapore. I take it you're delighted with that, because you're back in the fight well and truly now.
I was actually in a party with Legend, and when he spun on lap 1, I was
Legend was
happy.
cheering for you in the chat. He's loving this battle.
Yeah,
He-
no, Legend. No, because Legend knows that Singapore is his best track, and Legend knows that I'm not very good at Singapore, so Legend's loving it right now.
We have a championship prediction in Lewis to win the title by 2 points. Okay, so
Wait, so
fair
how
enough.
would how would that work if it's 1 point? Does that
Basically,
mean P2 and P3?
Lewis,
Yeah,
I'm not
we
going.
should-
Well, no. What I would think there is Lewis
Maybe
finishes P9 and
P8,
Legend finish. No, Lewis finishes P. Lewis finishes P9 with the fastest lap, and Legend doesn't finish. That's my prediction. Although it would be something different to not seeing Aston Martin win.
If one
Anyways,
of us wins, if he wins by 1 point, then I will be annoyed.
Lewis, you're annoyed. Anyways, let's be honest.
I'll be annoyed if I win somehow. I'll find a way to be annoyed about it.
The other two are with us now, aren't they, Brendan? To be honest, I wasn't paying attention. Hello,
The
Preston.
other two-
Preston, it was a mix of emotions for you. You got spun by Brady, but you fought your way back and managed to pit Marcus for P number 2. Talk us through that one.
Chaotic race for me. I was like second at a time, and then Brady spun me, and then I was down to P12, and then just a lot of things. I just followed Jake through until he unfortunately spun it, which I believe Evan cursed, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I said Jake is having a great race, and he instantly spun. It was not.
I mean,
It was a
I'm
big commentators,
complaining.
guys. But yeah, Preston and Marcus, guys, who's here with us, used to had a great scrap in that race. It was really clean. There didn't seem to be any incidents from my point of view, anyways. So well done for you both. But we will go to Marcus now. Marcus, you had that incident on lap 1, I believe, and you fought your way back up to P3. So it was a fantastic comeback drive for you. How'd you feel after that one?
Yeah, as we do, I didn't really practice much for this race. France is a track I've struggled with a lot in the past. So I thought might as well jump on the alternate strategy. Managed to qualify P12, which is alright. And then I had the start of my life. I was up to P6 or something, I believe. And unfortunately came across, I think it was Enzo with damage. And then the race tumbled, but I got rescued by a safety car.
Yeah, you did get rescued by the safety car. I can't remember what caused the safety car, to be honest, but you did get rescued by the safety car.
Was it like the first one when Chloe went off, or?
Yeah,
Oh, it
must have been.
was. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that one. Do we have any questions from the chat? To Lewis, what were you thinking about during the race whistle all the chaos happened behind you? That one's from Khalil.
Oh, I was talking to Marcus and Devasta about. I don't know. We just talked about random shit, really.
We're live.
Oh, really? Oh, that's important,
Yes.
then.
Well, Brendan, he didn't realise that one. We're live streaming, aren't we? That's all the questions we have with the chat. Brendan, do you have anything to ask?
Not really, but. You say Singapore isn't your best track, but do you think you have it any chance really of managing to win that championship? Well, see, you need to win forms of your life. So, can you realistically see yourself winning that championship? Hello?
Why am I getting Major Gentleman a short view back to the past throwback?
But what?
He's not even
I'm not
listening.
glad. I didn't even think you were talking to me.
He's not
You're
even
talking-
listening.
I heard the word Preston, so I thought you were speaking to him. What was the question?
No, basically, see, as you say, Singapore isn't one of your best tracks, so...
I can't hear you because Evan's laughing.
Oh, God,
Repeat the question, everyone be quiet.
Lewis, can you win the championship? Yes or no?
Can I? Oh, I
Yeah.
can. I don't know if I
Even
will,
Sing-
though.
Yeah.
I'd say the odds are against me, but like I could definitely do it if Legend doesn't do well.
If I were to speak
Yeah.
on behalf of Legend, who told me earlier Singapore was his very best track, he's like, Singapore for Legend is like France for Lewis. So
Yeah, exactly. That's my
We
start
asked
one.
Legend last week, could he win the championship? And he instantly went yes, without
Yes.
a doubt. So
Yeah,
the pressure was
exactly.
on.
See, he thinks he's winning. Yeah, he like has the mindset that he is winning. I've got the mindset that like I don't think I'm winning. So
Well, we've no race next week, of course, folks. And do join us for the FER Singapore Grand Prix in 2 weeks' time. We will see you there. Stay safe, stay well, everybody, and goodbye.